recording.
Okay, so for everybody watching, welcome to the last Ensign Peak mic episode for this school year. I've been on here frequently. I'm Vivian. And then with us today we have Macy, Mrs. Alyssa Jensen, and Denny. And then we're each gonna be like talking about different things. So I'm just doing the introduction, but we're also wrapping up on the school year. So I just wanted to say that it has been a joy to be Ensign Peak Academy's student body president this year, and I have enjoyed every minute of it. And I hope that you guys had fun engaging with our Google Forms. I think by the point that this will be out, we would already have the movie night. It would be past. But if you're at the movie night, regardless, we hope that you guys had fun throughout the school year with the different things that we've had. Um, so with just thinking about next school year, Macy is our head of the newsletter. So if Macy, you kind of just want to go ahead and talk about the newsletter, just kind of introduce people to the newsletter and why they should consider joining the newsletter team.
Okay, cool. I took a few notes, um, except it's just notes of my mind, so it's not really particularly from anything.
That's
First
okay.
thing I have here is join the team next year, and that's not a threat unless you want it to be, to motivate you for the sake of doing that. Um, it's it's more than just join the team. I feel like it's beyond just being a part of a team, which sounds a little bit too professional for what it is. And I'm saying that as someone who's like the head of the operation. It's not that deep. It's really not. It's you just can submit a bunch of stuff and do it casually. We have our creativity contributors, which are more casual people. If you want to do that, that's great. We love those people a lot. One of my best friends is there. All of my best friends are in the newsletter, and it's been a fun time. So I think you can join in. You too can be in the newsletter team and have a fun time because it is a fun time. And so some of the things we do put in there are art. That is honestly our biggest chunk of the newsletter is the art section because we have so many artists in the school and they're all super good. And I wrote after art articles, which is fun to say, art articles. And we do a lot of articles, not as much as the art, which is why I'm like, hey, you there, you listening, yes, you, Brittany, Ryan, give me another name. Anybody? Denny. Okay. Yes, you. You too can write articles for the newsletter. And even if your name isn't Brittany, Ryan, or Denny, you should try if you are a writer because we need more of that. Love the art, but we need more writing. Moving on, we have headings, which I usually do most of. We've had Boston Smith, Ayla Hicks, and I mostly have done headings. A little bit of sprinkles from all the other team members doing them directly on the slides, which is great. We do it through Google Slides, and so we kind of throw everything together on there. And we use Canva for the headings, which is honestly really fun to do to just throw a podcast on. Whoa, throw a podcast on because a podcast told you to? Kind of sick. It's kind of cool. But I like to throw on a podcast while I put together headings and some music. It's a lot of fun if you're into graphic design, that side of things. And going with headings is also formatting if you want to help me with that because I'm the one doing most of that. And it's a lot of work. So if you're into graphic design, call me. And then there's the general community sense there is. So if you don't have, what is it called? It's changed names like 5 times in the past 6 years that I've been using it. Currently, it's Chat. That is the app name. It's Google Chat that we use for the group. I thought about doing a group me. It's just kind of iffy because not everyone has a phone number, so we just use emails. So if you have Gmail, that is what we use to communicate as a team, and we have a group chat there, which is a lot of fun. 99% play, 1% work. So that's what I have to say about the group chat. But even if you don't join as a part of that, there's also the just the through Canvas where you can communicate if you just want to submit things casually and don't really want to be totally active or get spammed with a bunch of stuff, which is completely understandable. We can yap a little bit in there. And then that's really most of what I have to say, but I guess closing statement for me. This is my first year that I ran the newsletter. At first, it was like, oh, this is scary. This is odd because for a couple of years I've been in it, and I've had people that I've looked up to who I think are big whoops lead the newsletter, and I was like, oh, those are like the holy trinity of Katie Wheeler, Jane Homaker, and Alice. It was crazy, and then I was like, oh, here comes little Mace, me. What am I gonna do? And it felt like a big, heavy thing, but I was also really excited about it because it's something that I value. And I hope that as everyone here listening can see the newsletter, they can be like, oh, this person clearly loves the newsletter. And everyone who works on it does, I think, unless it's the people who I'm like, deadlines, 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 deadlines. But it's besides those people, which is basically everyone. I hope they love it just as much as I do because it's been a lot of fun, and I hope to keep going for about 3 more years. So join next year, especially middle schoolers. We love the little lads. It's a lot of fun to have them on the team. Even if you're a senior next year, still hop on. It's a lot of fun. So now Alyssa's gonna talk about some. I've written it down what she's talking about. She is gonna yap about Sim Week, but I forgot about that, which shouldn't be something you should forget because Sim Week is allegedly amazing. I haven't been yet, but I will. So you get to meet me there.
Awesome. I'm so excited that you're coming, Macy. And thank you so much for the effort you put into the newsletter this year. It really is a great production. And so if you do have a chance to check it out, but also if you have any desire whatsoever to share your talents with them, I'm sure that Macy would love that. And they would appreciate it here as a school too, just to be able to see some new talents as well. So, um, Simulations Week, first off, we love Sim Week at our house. I've been able to go. This will be my third year that will get to go, and Diane has been putting this on for like 25 plus years. It is just an amazing production. This year's Surprise Summit, which each year there's a different theme. It goes kind of rotates on a 4 year theme, and my daughter has been to all of them. Naomi has been to all of them, and she says this is probably one of her favorites. So she's super excited to get back to this. Everyone gets to choose their country that they would like to be the head of state for. And so if you're thinking about going and you have a country that you really love, get on there and get signed up soon so that yours isn't taken. Um, but then it runs from June 16th through the 19th. We have graduation at the end and a banquet, and we have a dance, a family dance, and so there's opportunities for families to be involved as well. But it's just a great opportunity to get to see face to face in person those people that maybe you've been seeing on Zoom for the whole year or a couple of years, and to just really develop some great relationships and get to try out a little bit of the democratic process. As you create different bills and laws in creating the Zion Society. So it's super exciting, super fun. And we just, there's activities in the evenings. So you do the simulation through most of the day, activities in the evenings to do additional things. It's at Wasatch Academy, which is in Mount Pleasant, Utah, which is a great facility. They provide the food and housing, and we're so grateful to be able to do it there because it's just a really beautiful facility. So those are some of kind of the details of it coming up here. So you can register at any time now. So if you haven't had a chance to, you've got friends that you want to room with, connect with them and let them know which rooms you're going to be getting in and to start planning for that. And then also the week after that is the wilderness adventure. And so if you are going to do both, you can hang around that weekend. There's facilities for you as well. And then you get to go on a wilderness adventure, which is, from my understanding, a really great experience. Everyone I've talked to that has done it has really enjoyed it. So with that, this year they're going to be whitewater rafting down the Provo River. They're going to be doing some zip lining in like the longest zip line in Utah, which sounds amazing. Love zip lining. And then they're going to be doing some other fun wilderness things and learning along the way too. So great ways to get to know others in and out of the Ensign Peak community. So if you have friends or family members that maybe would be interested as well, they are welcome to join and sign up as well. But with that, as we were talking about Simulations Week, the culminating activity at the end of Simulations Week is the banquet and the family ball. So after graduation, there's a banquet. Everybody dresses up in either Sunday dress or semi-formal, and it's a lot of fun. And one of the fun things about it is that throughout the week, you get to ask somebody that you would like to escort to the banquet. And so that's part of the reason we have Denny here for us, because he's like an expert at this. He's been Simulations Week quite a few times. And so we're going to turn some time here to Denny and let him explain a little bit more about that.
Thanks so much. I totally 100% agree with everything you've said and love Sim Week and am very, very excited to come for my last time ever. Very sad, but very worth it. And I guess I'd like to start by saying I'm in no way a pansy, but I am scared to the bone to do everything I care about, pretty much. Um, I I'm relatively known for being a performer, and I was talking with Sister Jensen, Vivian, and Macy, and everybody about earlier before this. I have terrible stage fright, and that also goes with asking somebody to the banquet has been a weird way to track some of that confrontational growth for me. My first, I didn't ask anybody, which is okay. And I was like 12. And it felt weird. I didn't really know what was going on. And I didn't know what it was going to be like. And so for me to just kind of see how everything went and just observe and get a feel for it, I felt like that was really okay for me in my position. And if you just feel really uncomfortable with it, then it's okay to not ask somebody or to go alone or just go with your buddies. I just hung out with my friends who I think all had dates, and that was really okay. I didn't feel weird that I was the only person who didn't escort anybody. Um, that being said, it's not a date, and you don't actually have to eat with a person, though it seems most
It's
people
not
do.
forced at all.
It's
And no
not
one.
forced. It's hyper chill. All of this is so chill. It's funny that we're wearing formal because it doesn't feel very formal.
I
Um,
agree.
we the last couple times I've been, my table is just like my gaggle of friends, right? And we'll try and see how many. What's that called? A carafe? It's a little
What?
pitcher, and we'll see how many we can get on our table, and we'll try and see how intense the surface tension we can get on our cups is. And so it's just like us being absolute morons and like ball gowns and like suits and stuff. But and so by that I just mean like it doesn't have to be scary. It's just for fun, and it's just kind of a finale, and it's a great time to reminisce and to just like really kind of like I don't know. Maybe this is a little bit like uh what I don't want to say spiritual, but like I it's a great time to thank the campus and to thank the opportunity for what you were given in it. I think a huge theme of Sim Week is there's no substitute for initiative, and that was I think articulated to me by my dad. My second year of Sim Week, I was trying to explain to him like what I had learned that year, and he was like, "Would you say that what you learned is that there's no substitute for initiative?" And that was just perfectly exactly what it is. And my friends who have had the most fun at Sim Week were the ones who looked at all the different things that they could do and then they grasped them for themselves and really tried to like make something out of it and be the first person to do something or to just like uh, take it for what it's worth. 4 years ago, when we did this simulation, the aliens were getting a lot of just like crap from everybody. People were like really not happy with it. And my sister was like, dude, that's not okay. They're just like people like the rest of us. So her and her friend were really trying to like help people understand that we could be sympathetic towards like another being with a spirit and a soul. And it it was very fulfilling, and it made any twist at Sim Week feel more intense and more impactful because they were in it. So I encourage you to get in it and to integrate yourself with the story and then with the experience, because so much of Sim Week is not the story. It's not role playing. It's everything around that, all the peripherals, and one of those peripherals is asking or being asked to the banquet and taking that initiative. One year, I asked my very good friend who I had met somewhat before, but not quite. But I got very acquainted with them over that week, and I asked them, I think, 1 hour before another guy asked her, and I was like, "Yes!" And
Mission accomplished.
yeah, huge pat on the back from me, from myself, because it can be very quick. I've asked my friend who I've gone to Sim Week all 6 years. I've gone to Ensign Peak all 6 years with, because I didn't want to leave it up to my uh my frights, my scares, to determine when I do that. And my sister got asked like 4 months in advance, I think last year. So like asking before, totally acceptable if you know who you want to ask, and asking later is fine. Last year I went with somebody who I didn't even know, but I really do feel like, and I've seen this reflected in a lot of my friends, that every girl deserves to be asked, kind of like prom a little bit. Just it's a good experience, and that's that's deserved and worthy of considering, is asking somebody. So even though I didn't know them, I asked them anyways, and it was a very good thing. And I had a very good friend who's very good friends with this person, and so they were able to make that process a lot smoother, and I really appreciated that. My second year ever, um, I was also terrified, and I had some friends who made me ask my friend, which was a very good thing, and I was very grateful. But that's not for everybody. So basically, all I mean to say about it is, it can be super casual. When I've asked, I've been very silly about it. Make it light. Make the asking light. Don't make it have to be some big moment. When I've talked about it with mentors and stuff at Sim Week, they've been like, the thing you want it to seem like the least is a proposal. It's not that. There's no commitment in there. It's just a silly, fun, uh, ancient tradition, which is going to escorting somebody to a dinner, and it's a lot of fun. And you're gonna have all the fun that you're gonna have. If you're bored, you're boring in any situation, and that definitely applies here. So don't be boring and don't be bored, and make sure to like get what you can out of this experience because you'll never forget it if you do, and it'll change your life just forever. Every year, after taking the 16 personalities quiz, and for the first few years, it's been different every single time, and so it's been a cool way to track my personal progress and stuff, and really summarize who I am as a person when it comes to pressure, because there's a lot of pressure at Sim Week and a lot of people saying different things and with different thoughts, and some of them are put up to it, and some people are just flailing their arms, and some people have a real cause. There's a lot of people like something that Diane Jepson said actually was that the simulation it's all fake, it's all imaginary, but the feelings are real, and I've definitely found that to be true. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I agree. But I think also, I mean, we can only explain it so much. I mean, both Danny and I, we have been to Sim Week. Like, we can only explain it so much. Like, you just have to experience it to fully understand it. Like, you can
You just
only,
gotta be there.
yeah, you just, I don't know. And also, yeah, don't be boring. Don't be me last year, my first year. Just like talk to people, cause like 100% of the time, like people will talk to you back.
Yeah, come out of your shell if you at all can. That's really good advice at Simweek is just like be as much yourself as you can and put that to the test, which is it's scary to be that vulnerable, but incredibly
Yeah,
worth it.
yeah, I agree. I feel like that was me last year, and it was like, I mean, if we're taking for example, I mean, I feel like Denny is a great person to be here with, so I can use this as an example. But Denny was the first guy I've ever danced with, like ever. And so it was kind of just like, you just got to like put yourself out there. And when you put yourself out there, you'll get the reward in return. And the reward is just that feeling of like a family almost. Cuz you just get so close with everybody. And I feel like that's one thing that like people ask me here. Like and kind of like, well, how do you get so close to people that you've never met? Well, some I've never met and some I just knew from a screen. Like how do you get so close with somebody that you just see on the screen and you see a week in person. And I genuinely don't have an answer to it. It just happens. I couldn't tell you how it happens. It just happens. But that's the beauty of it. And I think, I don't know, just like if you are going, just soak up every minute of it. Because then when you're standing there saying goodbye to everybody, on it's a whole thing. And it's really hard to say goodbye. I mean, like like again, last year was my first year. I walked into it only like knowing two people pretty well. And I walked out of there knowing absolutely everybody. So that's just my biggest piece of advice is just come out of your shell, just talk to everybody and just soak up every minute of it because it flies by so fast. Like 1 minute it's Tuesday and everybody's getting there, and the next
Right.
minute you're saying goodbye to everybody. It
Well,
just
because
goes
it's
by
only
so
like 4 days
quickly.
long.
I know, and it's like it feels like not even an hour, honestly. It just goes by
I know it
so
feels like half an hour and like 10 years at the same
it
time.
doesn't feel like it. I don't know, I just
Horrible
feel like
time warp.
I was like unpacking in my dorm and then like I feel like I turned around and I was like repacking to leave. Like
Yeah,
I
and you're
didn't
bawling your eyes out and looking around at all these like
I
new
know.
faces that you care about for like who knows what
I
reason. But
know.
it's
Exactly.
really the strangest way to find Zion.
Mhm.
And there is Zion at Sim Week. And it's
Yeah.
your brain a lot of the time. And so it's like a funny non metaphor that you're
Yeah.
pretending to do it and doing it at the same time. And when you do that, you form relationships and bonds, and you see beautiful celestial glimpses of people you thought were morons or punk kids or whatever kind of thing. It's like I would never hang out with that person or bawl my eyes out that I won't see them for another year or ever again or whatever it is.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I don't know, you have to be there to experience it. I was talking to who was I talking to? Actually, I think I was talking to your sister, Denny. I was talking to Alice, and we were talking about Sim Week a little bit, and we both kind of just came to the agreement that like Sim Week, like I don't know. I think I said it, maybe she said it, but one of us said that like Sim Week is like the closest we've ever felt to like having a feeling of Zion. And that's just we're not just like speaking so highly of this because oh like we've been and this and that. Like it's genuine. Like we're not just saying things. Like we would never say something that's just not true or not how it is, but it's just genuinely how it is.
sure,
It's
I tell a lot of stories, but this isn't one
well,
of
yeah,
them.
but like you're here to like be real, right? And
I feel really legitimately about this. Yeah,
me too.
it's intense and it's not for everybody, but I find that the people who it's not for, the people who aren't willing to show themselves. And I found a lot of people who didn't show themselves in the beginning that found that blossom through the week. So
Yeah.
that can be a really beautiful I mean, like you, great example. You
Yeah,
were just absolutely timid about all that kind of stuff and very
I was.
much. I mean, now you're like president and everything, and you're like chatting with everybody and really really showing yourself and letting yourself speak for yourself and all of that. And it's a very very beautiful thing.
Yeah. Thank you. First day, like Monday night, early check-in, I was like, oh shoot. Because first of all, the two people that I knew were not doing early check-in, so I was on my own. But you know what? Within like 2 minutes, it was just like, you know what? I'm in the right place, and this is where I'm meant to be at this point. And I mean, like going into this year's sim week, like as soon as registration came up, it actually came around Christmas time, which was perfect because Christmas gift money. I was able to afford it right away, which I was very thankful for. And I mean, it's once you go once, like you look forward to it for the rest of the year.
Yeah, 100%. And in between feels like so long, and then like you get there and you're like, whoa, I swear I was here last week. And
Yeah.
it feels so much like home. But yeah, we registered really early in the school year, very soon after registration opened, and then we saw that Italy was taken up, and we're like, "That's Vivian, isn't
That's
it?"
me. Yeah, I fun fact about me. I love that country. I love Italy. I love just the culture, the music, the people, the language. So, when I knew that it was like different country, I was like I need to like sign up before Italy's taken.
I'm very Prussian, and so I had to go with Germany. And it's my favorite language, and so I was in a similar spot where I'm just like, "Yeah, this is the way." The other option was Poland, which is also Prussia. So
Yeah.
I got the cooler of the two in some ways. More boots, better like jackets and all that. I don't know. Adidas.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, I mean, a question for you, Miss Jensen, like as like a mentor, kind of just being at the event, like how was that for you? Like we can only speak so much, we can speak from an attendee standpoint, but we can't speak from like a mentor adult perspective. So how has that been for you these past 3 years?
So, I mean, it's exhausting, but like in a good way. Because,
Yeah.
I just love running around after these kids, after y'all going through all the, and just seeing the growth. I mean, we sent Naomi when she was 12 or 13. We sent her from South Carolina to center, hoping that it would be a good experience. And it was like she didn't know anyone. It was amazing. And so she's convinced her sisters, and it's been a great experience for each of them. And then just to see everyone's growth over those 4 days and just the camaraderie between everyone is amazing. So I've loved listening to you guys and your experiences here too, just from, beginning to end. It's a great experience. So
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, registration's still open. There's still space. I don't think there's a deadline for registration. I mean, obviously up until like the date starts. But do you know if there's like a deadline of
Pretty
anything?
sure you can register at any time between now when it starts, but the sooner the better, so you have things planned out and rooms and countries planned and things like that. So
Yeah. I mean, like maybe don't register the day before and then like book a flight the same night, and that wouldn't work. But yeah, I mean registration's still open. I mean, for those of you watching, if you're thinking about it, honestly, if you're in the position to do it, just do it. I 100% recommend it. It is an amazing experience that I would want everybody to live because it's just that great. But yeah, I going back to, Denny, like kind of just asking a girl, like, if anything, we're mortified too. Like, it goes both ways, okay? So, I mean, I guess correct me, Denny, if I misunderstood, but kind of just like, just doing it. Because, I mean, it's going to be a great experience either way. I mean, if you know the person or if you don't, but it's just going to be great either way.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess that basically wraps up um our conversation for this episode. Macy had to attend to other things, which is why she had to leave a little early, but we're very grateful that she was able to be here too. And yeah, she's incredible at the newsletter. I mean, she's had great role models over the years. I mean, she's had Alice, she's had Jane, she's had all of those great examples. And yeah, we are always looking for new people for the newsletter, or just if you want to contribute to anything. And all three of us hope that we will see some of you at Simweek. Um, and so, yeah, for those of you who have seen this through and watched the whole thing, we hope you guys enjoyed. And I will be continuing with the podcast next year. And the next year will be my last year, and unfortunately, I will be graduating. But we do have some people in mind who will be taking over the podcast once I am gone. So we're hoping that this could be something that goes on for quite a bit for Ensign Peak Academy, because we've had a lot of positive feedback from it, and our school community seems to really enjoy this. And I think it's a great way that we found to connect with the students more. I mean, we started with introductions in January or whenever we started. And then we've had different people on here. We had Miss Laura Waite, we had Naomi, we had Jansen just talk about college, study skills. And I mean, I don't know, I'm just super grateful that we've had the opportunity to create this, because it just forms one more sense of connection. And that's just one of the beauties that I've seen, because I mean, obviously, I mean, I guess we give good advice. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But um yeah, I'll be continuing with this next year, so you won't get rid of me yet. But thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next school year, and we hope you all have a great summer.
thank you, Vivian.